There's a woman named Kareim McKnight. She was dragged off the court during the game because she was protesting abortion access. And it turns out that the paramedics drugged her after she was already being restrained.
And so for my trouble, they like strap me to a gurney. They strap me to a gurney in a whatever this is, and are taking me to the hospital. And some cop injected me against my will with something, and he didn't tell me what it was. And I told them I could be allergic, and they didn't care. And they said I was resisting, which I was not. I was on the floor. I was in handcuffs. I was just saying I'm doing civil disobedience. And I have to ask, because it's everywhere. Like, is this something you would just reserve for black people? Like, would you have thrown me in here and injected me with drugs?
All patients.
Yeah, all patients. How often do you guys do this to protesters? Have you ever done this to a protester?
To have someone inject something in your system without your knowledge or approval is just insane to me. And this activist here, McKnight, well, she plans to sue the city of San Francisco for violating her civil rights for the unlawful injection of that sedative. And I completely support her as far as I'm concerned. And I doubt that this is something that happens to everyone. But I do hope that the EMS is keeping some kind of log of these things. But what we definitely know so far is, according to the Associated Press and the research that they've done. So San Francisco's policy on dealing with adults with severe agitation posing a danger to self or others allows for the use of the drug midazolam, a short-acting sedative sold under the brand name Verse, according to the county's emergency medical services protocols. The San Francisco Fire Department wouldn't say when the county approved the sedative to be used on people being detained or how many times the sedative has been used on detainees. Both the San Francisco Police and Fire Department referred all questions to the city attorney. And well, we did get to hear from another attorney who happens to be McKnight's attorney. And they said that the worst part of giving her the injection was that she was strapped to a gurney at the time, handcuffed, and therefore was not a danger to herself or anyone else. Her attorney, John Burris, said this, and she's admitted that he's never seen police sedating a fully restrained protester throughout his 4 decades as an attorney. That is so incredibly poignant, because I don't think that this happens often at all. But when it comes to black people, I wouldn't be surprised if this is irregular. This incident really does conjure up memories of the 2019 death of Elijah McClain. Many will remember that he was stopped by the Denver PD, who then called paramedics that gave him 1.5 times the dose of a very strong sedative called ketamine. And the thing is, he ended up dying. He went into cardiac arrest, the very young man. He was later declared brain dead. His life was taken from him. When people are injecting things into others that they do not know, and they don't know whether they're going to respond to them in a way such that it could endanger their lives, and especially in a circumstance like this, where she was already detained and handcuffed, no, there will be lawyers, and rightfully so. Ben?
We're just so twisted in this country now on so many of the key issues, even beyond issues, the core of what this country is supposed to be. We are based as a country that is supposed to protect your right to protest, let alone protest things that are so egregious as rights being taken away, long-standing rights being stripped away. And so you pause for a few minutes of basketball game, but that's all that matters, because the commerce matters more. Get the ticket sales, get the merch flowing, get the beer sales going again. God forbid should somebody take 20 seconds out of the onslaught of all of that to say maybe we shouldn't be stripping rights away. So they drag her off the court. Okay, the game has to go on, fine. They put her on a gurney, they restrain her, they handcuff her. Mind-boggling to ever inject somebody, like you said, Adrienne, against their will if they were not restrained. But restrained and cuffed on a gurney, it's egregious. It seems like it is just punitive, like it is coming from some sort of nefarious purpose beyond that. It's entirely wild that this is even possible. And the fact that San Francisco allows it, they need to take another look at those laws. Yeah. I would have more to say on it, but the San Francisco Emergency Services visited me a few minutes ago and I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yeah.